Hey guys, it's your brother in Christ, Weston. Thanks for joining me today. So today's article comes out of End Times Headlines. Let's get into it. It says here, new vent opens at Yellowstone supervolcano. Yeah, and the Campi Flegrei supervolcano could erupt at any moment. A new vent at Yellowstone, and I don't even know this other one, Campi Flegrei, Flegrei supervolcano could erupt at any moment. Yeah, yeah, not good, like at all. Are two of the most dangerous volcanoes in the entire world starting to wake up? We live at a time with seismic activities on the rise all over the planet. More than a dozen volcanoes have recently erupted, and there have been more than 850 earthquakes in California and Nevada within the past 7 days. Unfortunately, most people are not taking the threat that we are facing seriously. I mean, I would honestly say the same thing since I don't live next to one. It makes it this is what I talk about since it's not affecting me directly, or it's not in my vicinity, or it's across the pond kind of situation, or just not in my visible eye. It feels like it's not going to be an impact. That's that's terrible. For example, an eruption at Yellowstone supervolcano could instantly turn all over our lives upside down and make most of the country uninhabitable for an extended period of time. Well, there you go. The ground in some of the areas of Yellowstone have been rising for quite some time, and now a brand new hydrothermal vent has opened at the base of an ancient lava flow. While driving south from Mammoth Hot Springs towards Norris Geyser Basin early on August 5th last summer, a park scientist noted a billowing steam column through the trees and across a marshy expanse, wrote Yellowstone National Park geologists Jefferson Hungerford and Kiernan Falls Donahue. The eagle eyed scientist notified the park geology team to verify that this was indeed new activity. It was. The steaming hydrothermal vent is located at the base of an ancient lava flow. Geologists measured its temperatures at 171 degrees Fahrenheit. It could be newly spawned activity from a steaming feature previously found nearby in 2003. Thankfully, seismologists do not expect Yellowstone to erupt right now. Well, that's good. But when it comes to the most dangerous supervolcano in Europe, it's a much different story. This sucks. Let's read. According to the Daily Galaxy, there's been a surge in seismic activity at Campi Flegrei. I think that's how it is. Flegrei supervolcano during the past year. The shadow of Mount Vesuvius, a much larger and potentially catastrophic threat, looms beneath the ground of Campi Flegrei, the most dangerous supervolcano in Europe. Over the past year, a surge in seismic activity has sent shockwaves, literally and figuratively, through the region, fueling fears of impending eruption. What? With over 2 million people living in potential blast zones. The question is no longer if the sleeping giant will wake up, but when. Campi supervolcano covers an area of 77 square miles, and one expert publicly warned that it could potentially erupt at any moment. An Italian expert warns a possible supervolcano eruption in Naples, or Napolis. Are we prepared for such a disaster? I don't think so. Naples or Napolis region in Italy regularly experiences earthquakes. Beneath the surface of the land, the sea lies a massive supervolcano covering. Oh, it's under sea. That's scary, bro. An area of 77 square miles under you. Oh, bro, not that sounds terrifying. Giuseppe Mastro Lorenzo, Mastro Lorenzo, a volcanologist from the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology, warns that the volcano could erupt at any moment without warning. Why isn't this getting more attention? Master Lorenzo says a full-blown eruption of the supervolcano could possibly release 10 times as much energy as an eruption that destroyed Pompeii in 79 AD. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. Under you. It's if I'm beneath the surface of the land. Yeah, and the sea lies in math. Yeah, yeah. 77 square miles. That's whoa. That's like setting off like a nuke or a couple of nukes underwater. What? That in my mind, that's what's happening. Um, he added recent earthquakes include 4.4 magnitude of one last week, might be harbingers of eruption. The evacuation plan involves moving 500,000 people within 72 hours, which Mastro Lorenzo, Mastro or Mastro, I feel like I'm butchering that, considers a very optimistic hypothesis. If an eruption were to occur, the disaster of the region would be enormous. The energy released during the eruption could be 10 times greater than what destroyed Pompeii in 79 AD. The volcano has been emitting more and more carbon dioxide for years, recently 5,500 tons per day. What? The emission of hydrogen sulfide, amongst others, Solfatara crater, has increased fivefold. The super eruption is long overdue, concluded Lorenzo. You may not care much about this since Campi supervolcanoes on the other side of the planet. See, I just mentioned this, but you should because a full blown eruption could potentially trigger a volcanic winter, which could cause a horrifying global famine. That's crazy, dude. That just it says it could the eruption could release toxic ash and gas, could devastate local agricultural culture and force evacuations. Worst case scenario, global climate catastrophe, plunging the planet into a volcanic winter, disastrous consequences for food production and ecosystems worldwide. And meanwhile, lots of other dormant volcanoes are already erupting. So just think about that, like something you can't control, living in the water, just erupts and it induces some kind of crazy winter that is deal with volcanic ash and toxic air and gas, and it's global. And then it's like all the population just kicks the bucket at that point. There's no way. These things are like living black holes in some way on the earth. Let's just call it that because that's the devastation that they can have, that they will imply. What is it? Uh, for just kind of crazy devastation. And so when I think about that, it's like what do you do? I don't know, man. I have no idea, but this stuff is always I'm like incredibly interested and I need to know more about it because it if it were to happen, it plays a part. It's that major. It plays a part, and everything does plays a part into the end times of how things happen. Think about like the shooting stars. They talk about a star coming down Wormwood. I wonder if like something happens to our atmosphere because of a volcano and a comet is able to go. I mean, I'm sure they already are. It doesn't matter that they wouldn't get burnt up by our atmosphere, but that our atmosphere is weakened because of things that are happening on the earth, that this massive comet comes down, right? This shooting star, a fiery star, and hits one third of the seas and causes wormwood, bitter water, and kills off one third of people who drink it. Man, this stuff is wild. Anyways, guys, that's the video. If you like the video, be sure to like the video. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. If you have any kind of idea of like how this pertains to end times, I'd love to hear it. So if you like the video, be sure to like the video. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.